Hey guys, what is going on? It's Friday, it's our Ask the Broker show, and today we have a bit of a complex situation that we see quite a bit, and it's from an agent who's asking us, they've had a phone call from a client that wants to sell a rental property. So what they're asking is, what are some ideas that they can have a conversation around with that client regarding selling a property, whether keeping the tenants in place or getting them out. So let's go over a little bit of pros and cons of some things you can discuss with your client. So let's go over the pros first.
Okay, I guess one pro is you have a client in there that's paying rent.
Yep.
So you have income.
Yeah.
There's one right off the bat. Another one?
Well, the pro is you can hopefully attract the other investors to purchase this property. That way the tenants can stay in place. They're not having to move out, and the home's not vacant for any period of time.
Yeah, built-in income and right, good one. The house is not vacant and susceptible to vandalism.
Yeah, squatters and that sort of thing.
Definitely a few pros there.
Yeah.
Let's get into the cons, which probably have more.
Yeah.
Give me a con.
Okay, so we're trying to sell the house with tenants in place. It could be difficult if you don't have cooperating tenants when it comes to showings. You know, how flexible are they to having strangers come into their house? They probably really don't want to have to move and be flexible with showings, so that could be a difficult situation.
Definitely.
What's another one?
Another one right in line with the tenant being uncooperative. How are they keeping up that house compared to the way it could look if you had it vacant and could fix it up? So I'm not downplaying all tenants, but a lot of them I've seen, the tenant didn't keep the house up very well. The yard was brown, the inside very cluttered, things like that. Well, you, Mr. Seller, could lose $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 off of that house where fixed up might have got that back. Yeah,
and not only does it affect the bottom end, but it's like even getting buyers into the house to see it.
Right.
The photos aren't going to look good online, obviously. Right. That's going to attract less buyers, and our goal is to attract as many buyers as possible, right? So
that's right.
So definitely there's some talking points around, keeping the tenants in place versus having them vacate prior to putting the house on the market. Anything else you want to add?
Well, another con could be right at the end. Okay, the tenant's still there. And have I heard this story a few times? Okay, you need to get out in 45 days. We're in escrow. I can't find a place to go. Now, you didn't do the right things to get them out, such as the 60-day notices or whatever the lease says you can do. And you're about to close escrow. Yay, you worked that hard to get the escrow closed, and they're not moving.
They don't have anywhere to go.
What do you do?
Yeah, you're forced to do an extension of escrow. There's so many tenants' rights that are in place that we had to abide by as realtors and as landlords, and they can really hinder the ability to sell a home.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Professionally, I always recommend to try to get the tenants out of the home prior to putting it on the market. That way you're able to present it better, show it as best as possible, be more flexible whenever somebody wants to see the house, and it just creates a much smoother transaction. That's the advice I give to any of my clients who have rental properties.
I agree with that advice too. There are some pros to it, but the cons, at least most of the time, it depends on your tenant. I mean, maybe you have a really good tenant, they're going to cooperate all the way, yay. But if they don't, be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots of talking points there around this subject, but those are just a few that we came up with. What do you guys think? Put your comments down below. Have you had difficulties selling property with tenants in place? I'm sure you have. We want to hear about them. Put them down below and let us know. With that, we'll say goodbye. We'll see you next week on our Ask the Broker show.